Good evening, I'm Mike Hambrick.
And I'm Edie Tarbox. Just ahead on Channel 11 News Night Beat, the city of Pittsburgh basks in the glow of light-up night.
I'm Cynthia Fodor on Mount Washington, where photographers watched the fireworks and tried to capture the city at its best tonight. I'll have a full report next.
The mayor calls for help as he delivers his budget message.
And we'll explain what in the world these kids are doing to that carpet.
Sam Nover says there are a couple of angry coaches in town. He'll tell you who they are and why they're so hot under the collar.
And Dennis Bowman says you can say goodbye to warm temperatures for at least a while.
This and more just ahead on Channel 11 News Night Beat tonight.
Preparing the feast, take one.
Oh, is that the turkey?
Good guess.
How do you know it's going to be good?
It's a honeysuckle white.
So?
So it's guaranteed. Steven, get it.
Are you sure it's going to be good?
Trust me.
Hi! See your Pittsburgh area Suzuki Samurai 4x4 dealer.
This week, you could win a car in our Drive It Home sweepstakes, and you always win with our weekly specials, like USDA Grade A Country Fresh Tyson mixed fryer parts or chicken leg quarters, 38 cents a pound. Stock up on Northern Bath tissue, 89 cents for a package of 4. Start your morning with your favorite Ralston Chex cereal, just $1.69, and delicious Tropicana frozen orange juice, 99 cents for 12 ounces. Our 8th car winner is Karen Kramer of Cannonsburg, PA. Congratulations!
Eleanor has outlived her husband and most of her friends. All she had were her game shows before I started calling. You helped our Friendly Visitors Volunteer program when you gave to United Way.
United Way. You're watching Channel 11, WPXI TV, Pittsburgh. Live from Television Hill, this is Channel 11 News Night Beat with Mike Hambrick, Edie Tarbox, Dennis Bowman with the weather outside, and Sam Nover with sports. Now, Channel 11 News Night Beat.
One of the most spectacular sights anywhere in this country, the city of Pittsburgh, aglow in the brilliance of an annual tradition. Light Up Night, what a better way to kick off the holiday season. Good evening, I'm Edie Tarbox.
And I'm Mike Hambrick. Our top story tonight is Light Up Night. Downtown department stores and office buildings are still aglow at this hour as the city celebrates yet another Light Up Night. And despite the less than ideal weather conditions, thousands turned out for the activities downtown. Night Beat reporter Cynthia Fodor says there was plenty for them to do.
It is something to see, fireworks lighting up the night sky for Light Up Night. The city all aglow, the Pittsburgh skyline at its best. Despite the mist and the cold, hundreds of photographers brought their umbrellas, raincoats, and cameras to try to capture the moment.
I didn't figure there'd be this many other crazy people out here. It's nice, though. It looks nice.
Think it's worth it, standing out here in the cold?
I'll let you know whenever the pictures come back.
What will you do with the photos afterward?
Well, I will probably make some enlargements, maybe get some gifts for Christmas, something like that.
3, 2, 1. The Kaufman's Clock.
Down in the city, a more festive mood as Kaufman's presented a Christmas present. Its famous clock, here for over 70 years, was unveiled, polished, and restored.
But everybody meets their lovers under there. That's what my mom told me.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I always look to see what time it is when I come into town.
And everywhere in town, it is beginning to look like Christmas, with the Horns tree now all lit up.
All right.
The decorated store windows and the hustle and bustle of shoppers.
Some more to do, and I'm sure everything looks so Christmassy now. I got the spirit.
So you're in the mood to spend a little.
Right.
Santa Claus coming. And he comes over here and he says, I told him he brings me a toy.
So if seeing the city in its splendor like this puts you in the Christmas spirit, then this Light Up Night is successful. The merchants only hope that as many people will continue to come downtown from now through the new year. On Mount Washington, Cynthia Fodor, Channel 11 News, Night Beat.
And to accommodate holiday shoppers, the Port Authority will expand evening bus service, and most stores downtown will remain open until 9 almost every other night until Christmas, all in hope that shoppers will get that holiday spending spirit.
Well, it was money that was on Mayor Caligiuri's mind today as he presented City Council with his budget plan for 1988. The nearly $293 million spending plan holds the line on taxes, but it does call for hikes in swimming pool fees and parking ticket fines. Caligiuri says he hopes the state legislature will provide some sort of tax relief for local communities. Also making the same plea but in a different form today was City Councilman Jack Wagner, who wants the state to set up what he calls a municipal service tax. It would be 1/10 of 1% of a worker's gross income. So as you can see here, the more you make, the higher the tax. That money would help defray police and fire costs in local communities. Well, meanwhile, the state legislature will also be working overtime this week.
That is thanks to Governor Casey, and he called the General Assembly back to session to consider 3 pieces of legislation. The first measure would allocate almost $2 billion for a variety of construction projects. The second would decide the future of a mandatory seatbelt law. That measure passed the House tonight. And the third would put a ban on smoking in public places, similar to a bill being introduced in City Council tomorrow.
That's right, Mike, and if you smoke or not, what comes up in the Pittsburgh City Council meeting tomorrow will directly affect you. To be free to smoke or to be forced not to is the question, now being put into the form of an ordinance by Councilman Mark Pollack. He wants a smoking ban in parts of buildings, restaurants, bingo halls, and offices. He says no smoking policies work just fine in other parts of the country already.
There are probably about 300 ordinances across the country right now. These go back probably 12, 15 years. Pittsburgh is just starting to address this issue. Cities such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dallas, these cities have had these ordinances for a long time, and they're working out fine. There are no problems.
In Pittsburgh, he'd like to set aside 20% of restaurant seats and like a ban in the hallways and lobbies of public buildings, and he wants smoking policies in workplaces. Now, on the flip side of the fight is that if there is enough demand for no smoking areas, places most likely already have a policy without needing a law to force them into one. Now, the proposed ban on smoking in public places is the subject of tonight's Channel 11 News telepoll.
We want to know if you think smoking should be limited in public places. If you say yes, smoking in public areas should be limited, call 900-210-1900. If you say smoking should not be limited in public areas, call 900-210-1909. Here are the results so far. 57% say smoking should be limited in public places, while 43% say it should not be limited. We will have the final results later on Night Beat tonight. Wilkinsburg Council has tabled, at least for the time being, any action reducing the borough's workforce. A full house showed up for the regular meeting on the heels of rumors that police and firefighters would be cut as much as 50%. Council said it would take no action until auditors could determine what kind of financial shape the borough faces. Those at the meeting were taken by surprise when a letter of resignation was submitted by Finance Director Edward Funkhauser, who has managed the community's money affairs for the past 3 years.
Well, tomorrow will be Brown Bag Tuesday for public school students in the city of Pittsburgh. All students will be forced to bring their own lunch to school as the result of a walkout by cafeteria, custodial, and clerical workers. Officials were able to provide a lunch program for elementary students today, but that will not be the case tomorrow. Money is supposed to be the central issue of that dispute.
Still ahead of the Night Beat tonight, the search continues for a new Supreme Court nominee.
While the presidential trial begins for a prominent senator. We'll be right back.
In the belief that technology can be fun and affordable, Casio and Kmart got together for the Casio Week sale. Save on a calculator that also dials phone numbers and electronic watches that do more than just tell time. There are keyboards just for kids and bigger keyboards for bigger kids. Technology at prices that make it fun. The Casio Week sale at Kmart, America's favorite store.
Shiver me timbers, buried treasure!
Where do we dig, Captain?
We don't dig, matey, we rob at Equibank.
Look, gold doubloons!
Aye, you rob 'em to uncover the buried treasure, where you can instantly win a $60 gold coin.
Or a Florida vacation.
Aye.
A Buick Regal, even a 0% mortgage.
Ha! There's buried treasure for everyone at Equibank.
Remember, you don't dig, you rub.
Yeah!
the 1988 Mercury Sable. Not only does it control the road, but it helps control the cost of driving. You'll save over $800 when you buy Sable with a popular equipment package that includes electronic AM/FM stereo cassette, air conditioning, speed control, dual power seats, and more. And special factory-to-dealer incentives may save you even more. Mercury Sable, the shape you want to be in, only at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Come on in to the feeling of FM 108.
Tell me about the good old days.
WDSY, Pittsburgh station for country music. Artists you know, music you like.
Oh, I listen to her breathe and it makes me want to wake her up and tell her that I'm on fire.
Continuous country, WDSY, FM 108.
Maria DeSillers, the mother of 7-year-old Ronnie DeSillers, who received 3 livers and died while awaiting a 4th transplant operation, has been sued by Children's Hospital. The suit alleges Mrs. DeSillers failed to pay all of the medical bills for Ronnie's surgery, even though the hospital claims she has received hundreds of thousands of dollars in public donations. The hospital will not reveal how much is owed. Contacted at her Florida home, DeSillers says she knows nothing about the hospital suit. Mike?
2 Pittsburgh area men are in custody tonight after allegedly holding up a beer distributor in Beaver County. Police say Emery Lewis, 17 of Pittsburgh, and Oscar Harrison, 19 of Duquesne, held the owners of Pete's beer distributor at gunpoint while they allegedly robbed the store. The accused were apprehended near 13th Street in Conway after being chased by several police officers. The preliminary hearing date is set for November 18th.
Mike, Ross Township police are still seeking clues in the disappearance of a woman a week ago. Now, what makes this case more intriguing is the fact that she's a doctor at a local hospital, and she claims to have twice been the victim of attacks. Jenny Ferguson reports.
Friends and family say Dr. Ann Nishizawa loves her life too much to just walk away from it. She has a fiancé and a good job at St. Francis Hospital, yet last Monday, the 29-year-old vanished.
Well, I'm worried about the foul play aspect because I don't think she would just taken off without telling anybody.
When Nishizawa didn't show up for work Monday, the hospital called police. Her fiancé, Dr. Gary Sanula, says Ann seemed perfectly normal Sunday night. The next day, she was gone, taking only her purse and her 1978 sky blue Honda Accord. Its California license plate, 885VLX. The Ross Township police aren't sure if foul play is involved. It's what Nishizawa's family is afraid of. September 10th in St. Francis's parking garage, she told police she was stabbed in the stomach by a man who stole her wallet.
1 week later, Dr. Nishizawa told police she had to fight off an attempted rapist here at St. Francis. She said she was lying down in a room when an unidentified man came in and told her, "That other guy wanted your money. I want your body."
Police say no one was arrested in either incident. With the help of a therapist, Nishizawa's family says she'd gotten over her fear of returning to work. But if she is nearby, depressed or afraid, her father has this message for her.
Just come back and, contact us right away. We're here. We love you. We're waiting.
In the meantime, Ross Township police are checking to see if anyone is using Nishizawa's credit cards, and they've sent out a nationwide bulletin describing her car. Her family just hopes she'll be found in it, alive, well, and heading for home. In Ross Township, Jenny Ferguson, Channel 11 News.
Senator Robert Dole went home to Kansas today to announce what everybody already knew. The senator made it official today in his hometown of Russell, Kansas, that he is a Republican candidate for president. With what political experts say is his best asset at his side, his wife and former Transportation Secretary Elizabeth Dole, Senator Dole told the crowd the single greatest threat to America is the federal budget deficit. He says he would call for a balanced budget amendment and to do it without raising taxes. This is Dole's second run for the nomination. The first time was in 1980.
Meanwhile, back at the White House, the president is trying to find yet another Supreme Court nominee. The best bet to get the nod is federal Judge Anthony Kennedy, a conservative who most senators see as confirmable. Kennedy was interviewed yesterday by both White House Chief of Staff Howard Baker and Attorney General Ed Meese. They saw no problems with his nomination, and he was the only person interviewed. The president's choice should be made known sometime this week.
Bone-weary firefighters in West Virginia have another problem to deal with tonight. Arsonists